where my hands were. I know what they never touched. And no court, no grief, and no screaming mother on courthouse steps can change either of those facts. But let me take you back to where this actually started. Not with a crash, not with a coffin, with a chrome Harley rolling onto an auction floor under buzzing lights on a Saturday I had nothing better to do with. I did not need it. I did not plan for it. I raised my paddle anyway. When I rode it back into the neighborhood, the air shifted. Curtains moved, mouths opened. People stared like I had paraded a dragon down a quiet street. I parked it, wiped my hands, and smiled until footsteps rushed up behind me. Billy, Karen's son. Same sharp eyes as his mother, same entitlement. Just younger and sloppier about hiding it. He told me through clenched teeth that bike had been his dream. That he had been saving. That I outbid him by a heartbeat. He laughed it off badly and circled the Harley too closely, fingers hovering like he already owned it. The look he threw back when he walked away was not disappointment, it was calculation. Before we go further, drop a comment and tell us what country or city you are watching this from. 3 days later, Karen descended from her porch like a storm with a clipboard. She pointed at the bike like it was leaking poison. Motorcycles violated community harmony and sound regulations she quoted from memory but never produced in writing. I asked for the document. She smiled thin and said presidents did not need to explain themselves. Billy was across the street the entire time watching every word. This was never about HOA rules. This was a mother running cover for a son who wanted something he could not have. I told Karen the bike was registered, insured, and legally parked. She promised escalating consequences with the satisfaction of someone who had rehearsed this. From that day, harassment became routine. Warning slips without dates, anonymous complaints about revving at dawn when I was out of town. One night, someone loosened the cover and let rain soak the leather seat. Karen denied everything while hinting it could all stop if I sold the bike, preferably to her son. I refused every time. Billy tried friendliness, offered to buy it cheap, and said accidents happen when bikes sit unused. His smile never reached his eyes. I started documenting everything. Photos, dates, recordings. Karen noticed and switched to certified mail. Every move she made was tightening a net she could not see. Then came the Saturday that changed everything. I washed the Harley that morning slow and careful. Left it outside to dry. Went inside. Made coffee. When I stepped back out the space where the bike had been looked wrong, like a missing tooth you keep touching, a neighbor finally muttered he had seen Billy hovering near it with a helmet in hand. I pulled up my CCTV footage, watched the truth crawl out frame by frame. Billy approached like he owned the place, crouched behind the bike, and hot-wired it. No keys, just wires and reckless confidence. He nearly dropped it starting up, then laughed, then tore off down the street wobbling, revving too high, riding power he had no skill to control. I went straight to Karen's door. She answered, already defensive. I told her Billy stole my bike. She exploded, called me a liar, said he was a misunderstood young man with dreams. While she was still ranting, her phone rang. The color left her face mid-sentence. A hospital. A crash. Serious injuries. We drove separately and arrived within minutes. Sirens painted the road red and blue. The Harley lay twisted and unrecognizable. Billy was on a stretcher, bloodied and barely conscious, surrounded by medics moving with fear in their hands. Karen screamed his name. I stood frozen watching what happens when entitlement meets horsepower without skill. Billy did not make it through the night. The doctor said the injuries were catastrophic, speed multiplied by inexperience. By noon the next day, Karen had filed a lawsuit, before the funeral arrangements were even finished. She claimed I tempted her son, that owning the Harley near him was provocation, that responsibility followed possession. Court exposed everything she had buried. My footage, her threats, forged notices, and neighbors who finally spoke once the fear cracked. Billy's record surfaced quietly. Prior thefts. Reckless behavior documented. The hot wiring mattered. Consent mattered. Grief does not rewrite facts. The case collapsed under its own weight. Karen was not jailed, but the ruling destroyed her completely. She lost her HOA position, faced civil penalties, and was ordered to pay damages she could not dodge. Her reputation came apart faster than the bike ever did. Neighbors stopped looking away. They looked directly at her instead, finally seeing the full cost of what unchecked control had always been building toward. I did not celebrate. I sold the wreckage. The Harley never came back, but something else did. Quiet, real quiet. The kind that only exists after intimidation has been removed completely. Karen withdrew. Smaller now. Avoided. Her power had always depended on noise, and the court took that away permanently. Some nights I still hear that engine. That first calm ride home before envy twisted into obsession. I did not cause the choice Billy made. Grief does not rewrite truth. This was never revenge. This was consequence arriving exactly on schedule, indifferent to excuses. If you think Karen got exactly what she deserved, drop a comment below. And if this story hit different, like goes a long way.